So hey, maybe the industry is listening. Oh God. Oh God. Yeah. So parts of the industry may be listening. So the Silent Hill 2 reimagining isn't coming out until like October, and we're uploading our playthrough of Silent Hill 3 on the channel right now. I've always felt like Silent Hill 2 was better than Silent Hill 3. For some reason with Silent Hill games, I just don't care about the plot or the story when the story is about the cult and the background of the town. Like, I really don't care. I love psychological horror. I love stories that make you go, where is this going? What is happening? I kind of lose all interest when the story is, there was an ancient, they did rituals. It was a satanic evil ritual. Real quick, if you're boycotting the reimagining of Silent Hill 2, let me know in the comments, because I would just like to know. I would like to know how many people actually care that they're using a consultancy firm, or they're too afraid to tell a story and they have to hire a consultancy firm to make sure that the story panders to Twitter. How many of you care about that, and how many of you actually care about them disrespecting the original designs and trying to retcon what the story meant 20 years ago, trying to say that Pyramid Head isn't what we think he is and doesn't do what we think he does and all that stuff, and trying to say that it's actually a good thing that they're changing all the character designs because it's actually it's staying true to the concept art. And, you know, the concept art doesn't matter because we played the final product. We didn't play the concept art, so the concept art doesn't matter. Let's talk about Heather. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah, let's talk about Heather. So, yeah, so you can already see that when Heather is put into other games as, like, a cameo or, like, a DLC character, you can already see what's going on here. And, like, I get that Dead by Daylight has its own art style and everything, but, like, this is what I'm talking about when it's, like, disrespecting original characters, disrespecting source material. I just like Heather. I just like her as a character. I like her personality in the game. I love that she, like, nearly herself by mixing bleach and iodine to kill some bugs in a fan room. But it just goes to show that, like, even when you're paying homage to a character and putting them into a DLC of a different game, it's like, this is not for fans. She doesn't look like the way that she used to look. So this is, and it's just, she looks like she's more of a, like a Deadite from Evil Dead. Like, it doesn't look good, and I don't care about the art style of Dead by Daylight because I don't care about Dead by Daylight. But again, it's just like, yeah, it's great for Dead by Daylight. You got a new character. It makes your game more mainstream when you have a collaboration event. But again, the fans just get shafted. We have to be reminded that this exists. And it just goes to show that when Silent Hill 3 reimagining does get greenlit, this is what's gonna happen to Heather. She's gonna look like Owen Wilson. And they're gonna make her ugly. They're gonna make her look exactly like a man. I can already tell you what the discourse around this is gonna be. You're gonna point out, we're all gonna point out that they made Heather look like a man, and then this is going to be the discourse for like the next 2 days on Twitter. Hey, why did they make Heather ugly? What do you mean they made her ugly? Haven't you ever seen a woman? And you're gonna go, yeah, actually, I have a girlfriend, and I just like seeing hot women in video games. And they're gonna go, oh, so you admit that your girlfriend is ugly? And you're gonna go, no, I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth. And they're gonna go, why are you even obsessed about a fictional character anyway if you have a girlfriend? And you're gonna go, because video games are for escapism, and I'm trying to get away from my normal life. And they're gonna go, oh, why do you want to get away from your girlfriend? I bet she doesn't even exist anyway. And you're gonna be like, okay, whatever. I don't care. Can we at least admit the fact that they're making women ugly? And then they're gonna go, why do you even care about how attractive Heather is? What are you, a crocodile? Are you into crocodilia? She's underage. And then you're gonna pull up the wiki and you're gonna be like, actually, she's 17 years old, which means that she is legal. And they're gonna go, no, the age of consent is 18. And then you're gonna go, yeah, but in certain places it's 17. And they're gonna go, oh, yeah, well, of course you would know the age of consent. What are you, a crocodile? Then you're gonna find out that they had tweets from months ago defending Vaush. and defending Crocodilia, being real crocodilic. And then you're gonna say, see, look at it's the pot calling the kettle black. And they're gonna go, what is that? What are you, racist? Flip this and use this for when we get to the Silent Hill 3 reimagining and the discourse around them making Heather into Owen Wilson turns into you're a crocodile because you thought that Heather Mason was hot and she's a fictional character, but I guess to Twitter, fictional characters are real. So if you like a fictional character, if they like a fictional character, it's a-okay. It doesn't matter what the age is. But if you like a fictional character, they will find some way to call you crocodilic, even though the character doesn't even exist, and they're retarded. So the other thing I want to point out is when people say that a remake looks good, they're not talking about it the way that we're talking about it. Like, when we say that a game looks good, what we mean is the gameplay looks good, the graphics look good, the story and the setting looks interesting. When consumers say that a game looks good, they're talking about graphically, honestly, because gaming doesn't matter. Like, the actual gameplay doesn't matter to a consumer. This gameplay, though, it does look extremely faithful to the original. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is what we want out of a remake. I'm not going to support it because it's Konami. Unless it's so good. Like, you will have to try so hard to get me to buy this game. I will have to see the entire game. I will have to see what they changed. The chances of me actually buying this game is like a 10%. However, I will give them props. They did seem to actually care about making characters look like the way that they've always looked. Because they're using the same kind of technology that Kojima was using when he was at Konami. Kojima back in 2015 was able to make in-game characters look like the actors that they were based on. But now we're being told, and look at this, even back before we had super amazing next-gen technology. And also, by the way, I like the boss back in the original. I do think she's hotter. I do think that they're being faithful, so I'm not going to knock them, but I do think she was hotter in the original. But that's just an aside. And also with this, too, with the Gears of War prequel that's coming out, another Gears of War prequel that's coming out, these game companies, they have the technology and they have the budget to make the characters look exactly like they want them to look. You're telling me, because they say that they don't have the budget or the technology to get feminine faces correct, but yet they always seem to get the men chiseled. They always seem to get the men looking perfect. Like, look at this. Like, this is an Adonis of a man. I can't even say if they're being faithful to the original Dom design anymore because they've changed him so much. Like, he looks different in every... Like, he looks different there. He kind of looks the same there. But so I can't really say that they're being faithful to Dom. But one thing I can say is, why can they make perfect male characters, but they can't make feminine characters? And my hypothesis is, if they make the female characters too attractive, then women can't sell their OFs. Because if men are blowing their low to women in a video game, then why are they gonna blow their low to a chick on OF? That is my conspiracy theory. Because you can't tell me you lack the budget and the technology when you can make men look perfect. And when Kojima could do this in 2015, and Konami can do this, when Konami can do this in 2024, and Shift Up can make Stellar Blade in 2024, why are all these other companies not able to make faithful or attractive women? They literally tell you that they're not making games for gamers, so it doesn't matter what gamers want. Because if it mattered what gamers want, I just want Gears of War 2, man. I just want the Marcus Phoenix collection. Let me play Gears of War 2 campaign with my friend Cho. I've never been able to play it with him. I want to play the campaign with him. Gears of War 2 is fantastic. But consumers don't care about gameplay, and they don't care about the source material. They don't care about any of that. This is what these companies do. They get you to say, oh, the game looks good, and they conflate looks good with good story, good gameplay, good bang for your buck. And you can't get convinced that game developers are listening just because they got you to say, oh, wow, this looks good. But, you know, with these two games, it's really hard to not believe that the gaming industry is listening. People have said that they don't care about Kate, they don't care about Dell, they don't care about JD. They want Marcus and they want Dom. They want Gears of War. They want the original Gears of War back. So hey, maybe the industry is listening. Oh God. Oh God. Yeah. So parts of the industry may be listening.
The fate, aren't we?
And digging up a lot of
BioWare definitely is not listening.